Most people, when they try to learn to crochet, don't know where to start. Some will go to YouTube or other social media. This will work for some people, but not for all. Some of these videos are hard to follow, and the ones that are easy to follow are hard to find. Let me explain where to start. We're going to start with the different stitches, and we're going to learn how to do each stitch one at a time. The first stitch will be the chain stitch. The second, single crochet. The third, double crochet. And the fourth, the half double crochet. Now, before we learn these stitches, we need to get our yarn. What type of yarn do we use when starting out? Well, this is acrylic. For a beginner, it is more manageable than thinner or thicker yarns. Next, we need to pick out what size hook to use. When choosing the hook you need, you should look at the label and see what the manufacturer recommends. This one recommends a 5.5 millimeter. Here on the label, you have 3 different squares. These 3 squares show the yarn size, suggested knitting needle size, and the recommended crochet hook size. Also in the second and third square, it shows you the number of stitches you need to make the recommended square size. As we get started, I'm going to show you the 2 beginning stitches. We're going to start with the chain stitch. When you start the chain stitch, you need to make a slip knot. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to make the chain. We're going to make 20 chains. We're going to have to turn our work. In order to maintain the 20 stitches when turning our work, we need to add 1 more chain stitch. This will count as your first single crochet. When starting the next row with a single crochet, you skip the first stitch and put your hook into the second stitch. Next, you're going to grab the yarn with the hook and pull it through where your hook is. You will have 2 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn with your hook and put it through both loops. You have made your first single crochet. Now single crochet to the end of the row of chains. When I was 10, I wanted to learn to crochet, but there was nobody in my family that could teach me being right-handed and everybody being left-handed. So one day my grandmother from my father's side of the family came down. So one year my grandmother on my father's side of the family came down from up north, and I told her the situation, and she thought about it for a while and decided that she was going to try and teach me a new way. I told my grandmother my dilemma, and she thought about it for a while. And after a lot of thought, she told me to get a chair from the kitchen and bring it and face it towards her and to sit down in the chair. So I did as I was instructed, and I sat down in front of my grandmother, and she brought out the yarn, explained the yarn, grabbed the hook, proceeded to show me how to do the slip knot, so that way I could learn the chain, the very basic stitch. She put her left hand on my right hand and her right hand on my left hand, and she proceeded to teach me to stitch that way. Once she felt I was comfortable enough to look, once she felt I was comfortable enough to try it on my own, she took her hands off mine and told me to try it. After making a long chain, my grandmother said, "There you go. You've learned your first stitch." That is how my journey began in the world of crochet.